Hey y'all, just gonna relax after work here. Still in my work clothes, but I just wanted to share for those of you that are curious or maybe ever wanted to smoke a cigar. And how do you do it? This is a great little cigar. This is by Arturo Fuente, and it is called a short story. It normally takes about 20, 30 minutes depending on the rate you smoke. Fantastic little smoke. One of the very first cigars I ever had. Still love it. And price point, probably when I started buying them, they were like $3. Now they're close to 10 a piece. But if you are leery, but you want to try it, great stick. So how do you smoke a cigar? And especially this one. It's got this end and it's got this end. General rule of thumb, but not always. The label is close to the end you want to cut. And you're like, cut? Yeah, you need one of these guys to cut. And this is a dummy proof one. You can see the back here. You can cut with that. So you stick your cigar in just as far as it'll go, slice, and you're ready to go. I like to wet the end of mine a little bit. I would be called a slobbery smoker. And I got this fancy lighter. Although you can light it pretty much with anything. Avoid Bic lighters because the fuel can taint the cigars. I use like triple refined butane. That is a little, what would you call, cigar snobbish? All right, fine. If you want to be a purist, use a cedar stick that you light with something else. This is my dad's, and so I'm going to use this. He recently passed away. Turn it up till I hear some noise. There we go. We got some flameage here. And this cigar doesn't take much to light because it's got this nice little tip at the end. I'll do another video where I light a bigger cigar. You want to make sure you get your end lit really well, because if you don't, you're going to get some uneven burn. Kind of puffing on it hard here to get it started so it doesn't go out. General rule of thumb, you puff maybe, if you're a fast cigar smoker, every 30 seconds. If you're not, about every minute, minute and a half. But you don't want it to go out at the start. It's key. So, why do I smoke cigars? We're not going to do a whole video of me smoking cigars, but started out, was working all the time, never took a break. It's the one thing that I found that caused me to sit down for at least a half hour, depending on the cigar, sometimes an hour, 2 hours, spend time with my friends. Never did that before. And it has become essential in my life. So you can hate me if you want, but I think it's a healthy habit because it lowers my stress level. And I'm a puffer. You see, I'm a puffer. Yep. I know. You can lecture me about that, but man, my stress level goes down. So, hey, I'll hit you up again when I'm about midway through, see how we're doing here. Don't you love my trees reflecting out of my window? It is fall here in Montana. Still absolutely gorgeous. So, hey, we'll check in with you in a bit. Hey, so about the third of the way through here. And this little cigar is filled with what's called long tobacco filler. And so the ash tends to stay on longer. And actually, if you're careful, you can smoke this whole cigar without having to ash it once. But a sign that you're a novice is if it falls in your lap. Not just kidding. Happens to me all the time. Because the truth is, although there is some controversy about this, that the longer the ash, the smoother the smoke flavor. I think that's true. And I have actually done the Winston Churchill trick where I have put a finish nail in the end of the cigar so the ash would not fall off. It's a pretty darn cool trick to do when your friends don't know. All right, so about this point, for cigar smokers, we usually leave the band on until the burn gets somewhat close to the band. And depending on who makes it, these can be really easy to get off or really hard. Arturo Fuentes usually make it so it's fairly easy. So here we go. Yep, came off. If you like a cigar, save the band so you can remember what the heck it is. Okay, and yeah, I'm gonna keep smoking. I'll check in with you in a little bit. So it was a great cigar. I made it most of the way through, but then the ash fell off, and my son Porter came out and we had a chat. And so one of the best things about cigars is a company that will join you when you're out taking time. Because if you're like me, you're a super busy guy. And so, short story, long story, it's done. It was enjoyable. Now I'm going to go in, interact with my family. Hey, there's always a good time to start trying something new.